Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. S Mind, Body, Soul. What is your truth? And I just want to say what a joy it is for me to be here today. So, we're doing a lot of things here in the studio. I'm just doing things that I want to get messages out to you. So, I hope you enjoy this. And so I'm just going to be very relaxed. I want this to be open forum today. So here I am doing this live. So if you have questions, I got my laptop here and my phone, and I'm going to be able to try to connect with you and see everything that you are saying and what you're doing. So I just want to be able to connect with you. The platform of this show is to be an example of what we are doing every day in our lives. How do we cope and deal? How do I get joy back in my life? And it's a new world that we're living in, and it's kind of different. And people have their pros and their cons, and there's so much tearing apart of having division in our lives. And it's just like, what do you do? I miss some of my friends. Yes, they're different from me politically, or maybe some ideologies of their beliefs, whether it be religion or politics. It doesn't matter. It should be that we can still come together, still eat at the same table, and enjoy each and everyone's company. And no matter how different we are, it shouldn't be. We're all human. We're all living on the same planet. We all are living under the same stars. Why is there division? Because of certain beliefs and structures a person may have. So I want to bring it together. I want to be a part where we can have this platform and bring that together. But today, I want to let everyone know, I want to talk about what we're doing and why I'm doing this show. And this show, I want to talk about the different pains that we're carrying. People ask me all the time, Dr. S, why are you so joyful? Why are you always full of joy and you're just always happy and you're just doing? Well, some of the things that I do is I connect to my soul and to my heart and my spirit. So I want to talk about that today. And again, I'm here live. I'm looking on here and I'm seeing that we're on live, so I can see your questions. So I'm going to just keep here opened, and I'm going to go ahead. I even liked my own show. How about that? I liked my own show. So I want to see that we're doing this together. So let's start doing this. So if you have a comment or you have a question, put it in your comments. I'll be able to see it here, and then we can communicate that way. But I want to get started is how do you cope with your pain? That's the first thing that a lot of people are dealing with. And even myself as a counselor, I deal with people all day long, whether it's death, of natural death, of people just dying because, or they're dying because of the COVID-19, people losing their jobs, people losing their places to live, and they're in survival mode. So this is what we do, is number one, you have to face your loss. You have to face it. You have to come to terms and say, I lost this. I didn't want to. I'm upset that I did. I'm angry that I did. But you have to face it, and you have to come to terms of what your next step is. And a lot of times, even that one spot, you got to give your body, your mind, your soul a chance to develop what just happened. What just happened here? Because most likely you're in a shock. You're probably in a shock mode because you just lost something. So we have to face that. And it's like when you face it, part of facing it is let your pain out. Share it with people. Let them know what you're feeling. I can't help you if you're not letting this pain out. So how can someone reach out to you if you're not letting your pain show what it needs to show? The other thing, a part of that is what are you doing? You're sharing with your friends and family, people that are close to you, people that are, that you admire or you entrust. And that is one of the things you want to do. And the thing is, by sharing, this is the one process number one, that allows your soul and your heart to heal. It's not an easy process, but it is a process that will lead you to a level or putting you on the journey that you are able to be able to cope and deal. And you will get to that point, not in one day, but you will get to that point eventually because we have to go through these steps. And the thing is, when people are dealing with death or a loss of something, their job, their home, these are devastating things of events in our lives. So, you say, Dr. S, you just say this, but it's hard. Yes, it is. I did not say it's easy. Did not. But the next one is distance yourself from people who aren't compassionate. Don't try to be in the rat race of everyday living. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses in everyday living. You need to surround yourself with people who have a heart and a soul of compassion. You need that mending. You need that taking into the bosom, so to speak, type of love and compassion so that you and them can understand and communicate what you're going through. And that is something that people, it's hard. It's hard to open up and be vulnerable and not have someone there that is just talking to you just because. No, you need someone there who's talking to you with compassion. And that's what we all need. It's just not everybody who's losing their loved ones or their jobs. It's everyone today because every day is something of a loss because of the world that we live in today. And so I'm just saying that I just want to say we all do what we need to do, but there's times that we all have to ask for help. Even me, I have to ask for help sometimes, and I have to say, hey, can someone help me with this? And can someone show me what's going on? I don't know how to do this. I don't know what's working. And I'd like to share, I had lost a teacher in my school. She passed away, and we have support. And we have a crisis team that comes to give support to the teachers, the students, and the community. And as we were going through the process, I was doing my job of what a counselor needs to do in that situation. But it was so nice to hear, even the crisis team, at the end of doing all this, they turned to me and they said, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And that was just like, oh my God, like, my counselor hat went off and I became human for that second and had feelings and emotions to say, I'm okay. I'm all right. I dealt with it and I'm okay. I'm ready to help and serve the rest of the staff or the family of the lost teacher that we had in my building. So you definitely have to get around people that are going to be compassionate. And the other thing is, you have to make sure that you have no regrets of your decisions of what you're doing. I know myself, when the loss of my parents in both situations, I had to make sure I didn't make no decisions during the process of me grieving or just being maybe a little low or depressed of the loss of my parents. So I didn't make no major decisions because I didn't want to have no regrets. Everything I did was actually the way I truly needed it to be. And so I look back on the experience and I say, wow, I'm so happy that I waited. I'm so happy that things came through the way they did. So now I can move forward with my life this way. So don't have any regrets. If you feel guilty of the loss, talk to people who knew the person and they can maybe bridge you over to where you need to be and not hold that guilt. Because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to hold guilt. Because listen, when we lose our loved ones, and I don't mean even humans, I even mean pets as well. A lot of us have pets that are like little babies to us. And you want to make sure that, you talk about them. They are joyful on the other side. They are in another realm of joyous, pain-free, and healthy and strong. It's us in physical world that we have to deal and cope and do. So you don't want to have no regrets. Bring yourself around people that will bring you up, bring you forth to those places. And there's no time limit. So please don't put no time limit on it. If it takes you a day or if it takes you 3 months, but just get to the next point of how you need to get there. And that's what we want to carry in ourselves all the time. So I just want to say, save things that remind you of your loved ones. You know, I mean, I'm not saying save everything. We don't want to be hoarders, but there are a couple of things that I saved besides pictures. But there's a couple of things I saved, momentums of my parents that just give me comfort. It gives me joy. It makes me laugh. And just different things that will just give you that pleasure. You know they're not with you in physical world. So you know that it'll give you a piece of joy looking at it, thinking of the memories of whatever moment that you want to remember them by. And so you just want to just have that, connection. That's what we need to do. We need to connect. Like I said in the beginning, it seems like we're being ripped apart. Whether you're making these choices on your own or people are forcing you to be pushed that way and you're not standing in your own truth. You have to stand in your own truth. Now, I'm going to be wrong. I will not have nobody in my life that's going to nitpick and nag me and tell me I'm wrong because I don't think or believe the same way they do. I don't have the same faith that they may have, and they say that my faith is wrong and theirs is right. I don't put myself in those circles to put me in a box and make those important life decisions. So I really want to let everyone know, as far as this platform, Dr. S Mind, Body, Soul, what is your truth? That is what I'm after today. What is your truth? What do you want? And so I'm just saying that it's like we have these things that we choose in our life, right? So, how do you work towards the happiness? Well, I'm going to say distance yourself from someone that is not going to bring you down. That's number one for me. That's number one. And number two, I do things that make me happy inside. I don't get joy inside. I don't get happiness from things that are here around me. I get joy because I go within myself. I tap into my truth. I tap into my authentic self. What do I need? Not out there. What do I need in here? So I definitely do things that distract myself from things that are not happening that I feel are my truth. This is not my truth out here. My truth is in here. So I distract myself. What are some of the things I do? Well, I pray, I meditate, I might use meditation music. I get myself on an inward bound kind of connecting to me and just feeling all the things of my emotion, my physical body, my mental state. And I just kind of bring that all in. That's where I get my peace and my joy. And so people say, how could you be so, like, what's going on with the country and who are you voting for and what's going on? You know what? Not my conversation. It's actually, I want to say, not my circus, not my monkeys, okay? I'm not looking at a 3-ring circus and trying to make the best of it and put it into my life. I'm not. I'm doing me. I'm living my life. I'm living the life that I connect to my higher power. I connect to God and say, what do I need to do today? And like right now, I'm here doing this. This is the joy of my day, of doing this today and knowing that I'm connecting with all of you. And hopefully, even one person, just one person, hears this live video and they just get that aha moment and they like, man, if he can do it, so can I. Well, then that was the joy of my day, and that is what I love. So I'm just saying that we have to do these things in our life to move forward, and then find something in each day, just one little small thing, that you get delight in. That's how you heal. That's how you get your soul and your heart in alignment. Just find delight, something that makes you go, wow, that was so good. Like, listen, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes when I have something, and all of you on my Facebook land, you see that I love to cook. So when I make my dishes and I make my food, I make it look so good. I make it look so desirable. Why? Because it gives me delight. In the moment that I'm eating whatever I cooked, it's giving me like, a little bit of that comfort food. Of course, it's all healthy. You've been seeing that I've been eating healthy. Got to keep trim, right? So I'm just saying that gives me delight. And I also love to do that for other people. I like to cook and see them enjoy as well. But the thing is, reclaim the idea of whatever you lost, you're going to make better. You're going to make better. Utilize the person that might have left you, might utilize their legacy to some point, a level that how did they affect your life? What did they bring to you? What did you learn from them? And just live the legacy of what they left here on this planet Earth, and bring it up to fruition, that it makes you move forward in your journey and makes you feel better, and it makes you feel that you're worthy. You're definitely worthy. And so I want you guys to really start tapping into yourself this way. And once you start feeling good and you're doing this now after a while, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Spend some time with some good people. Be around people that, listen, I've been down this road. I've done this. It was a storm. I don't want to go through that one again. So surround yourself with good people, people that you trust, people that you know that if they're in your life, you're not thinking like, are they trying to do something to be in your life? Are they out to use you in some way? No, that's not the way to have people in your life when you're thinking like that. And the thing is, don't fake your happiness. Don't fake that everything is okay. Don't fake like, oh, I'm the best person I could be right now. Don't fake it. You're going to be lying to yourself right here. And that is not a good thing, okay? That really will put you and set you back even further. The first thing I said to you was, face your losses. That's the first step of moving forward. But when you fake your happiness, you just put yourself way past that. So don't fake your happiness. You're going to have happy days. But then guess what? You're going to have those days where you're just like, oh my goodness, today's not a good day. Today's not a good day. And so it's okay to have not a so good day. But the thing is, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know that there's a new day the next day. But don't make today the last thing of, oh, it's not a good day, so I'm not going to deal with it. No, deal with it. Try to make it, and before you go to bed, try to make it the last thing of something joyful. Because we're not promised tomorrow. So I live by that every day. I get up before my feet hit the floor. I say, thank you, God, for waking me up today. Because it wasn't promised. I didn't have to wake up today. Yesterday could have been the last day of my life on this earth. But every day is a new day. So let yourself go through the emotions. Let yourself go through the healing of everything that we're dealing with today in this world. And then bring it down to how it is in your life, in your household, in your inner core. Because my experience is not the same as other people. These people who are going out protesting and doing, that's on them. That's not on me. I don't carry that weight. I can support some of these things. That's my choice. But I'm saying you got to let it enter in your life the way you need it to be for you. Don't let nobody dictate to you how you should be doing, why you should be doing, because of their beliefs, their experiences. You have to do you in your own way. So, and allow that time to heal. This is all what I'm talking about today, is how to heal your soul, how to heal your heart because of what is going on today. So I definitely want you to go through some of these processes, and don't second guess yourself on the happiness. When you have the happiness, be happy, be joyful. And you know what? And if it's just you by yourself, hey, you are better than anybody else. You are the best person to be joyful with. And then if other people feel your joy, they will say to you, because they say that to me all the time. They're like, Dr. S, you are always just so happy and joyful. What are you doing? And then I start sharing some of my experience, and I blow them away because they don't understand how these experiences in my life are happening. But that's because it's my experience. You're going to have your experiences as well. So I just want to say now, what is the common signs that you want to connect of your loved ones who now crossed over? what are some of the things that, we think about and we look at a picture or we keep some of the momentums that we kept? But the thing is, how do you know? Do you believe? Let me ask that question. Do you believe that they are here with us? Do you believe that they're watching you? Do you believe that they know everything that you're doing and they're protecting you? As well as if you believe in guardian angels and if you believe in the Holy Spirit and you believe in God, do you believe all this stuff is around you and they're all there supporting you? Do you believe that? That's your choice. Do you believe it? But the one thing is, usually when a loved one crosses over and they leave us from physical world, you may have dream visitations. You'll say, oh my God, I dreamt about my mom or my dad or my husband or my dog, and we were in the house and we were doing this, and you're just talking about that whole dream visitation. And you're like, oh, it was a dream. Well, yes and no. Really, what that was is your physical body, yes, is sleeping, right? We go to bed every night, but your spirit doesn't sleep. Your spirit is still alive. So, while your physical body is sleeping, your spirit's still alive so that you're able to connect in that form of what we call dreams, that we're connecting to them spiritually and that they are coming to us, letting us know that they're here. So that happens. Sometimes, this is a big one for me, is you get the sense of presence, like you're walking around in your house or wherever, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, something, like you think something's over here, or you think something's over here, or you just feel that presence of something is there. You're not quite sure, or maybe you might even sense like their smell, like, oh my God, that just smelled like my dad, his cologne, or my mom's perfume, or something of that connection. And that happens a lot. And that's what is good sometimes for us to like be connected that way, and seeing how that's happening. Or sometimes you might feel that their touch, you feel their touch, like somebody touched you and you're like, oh, what's that? Anyway, so sometimes you're feeling that they are there in that presence. So don't sometimes, brush it off so quickly and saying that, oh, this is not this or this is not that. No, it is. It is there. It's just not, they're not here in this physical world. They're here with us. And one of my favorite saying is, like it says in the Our Father prayer, as it is in heaven, it'll be on earth. So that's bringing the heavens to the earth. And so I'm saying that is exactly what it is. They're here in physical worlds, but they're in spirit form around us. Sometimes you might even hear their voice. That's happened to me personally. And I've heard their voice, and you turn around and you look like, oh my goodness, like, oh my God, did I just hear them? And the question is going to be like, well, did you? And sometimes people want to believe, oh, well, that's just in your mind. That's just in your head. You just, we kind of know the voice of our loved ones and you're just hearing that. But no, hearing their voice is definitely doing. This one is a lot of like what goes on is unexpected electrical activity. And I can just tell you, everyone who knows me, I tell this story that in my house, my one ceiling fan, the light on the ceiling fan, there's 4 of them, and they will go on, and it's by remote control. There's no switch or plugs or anything. You need the remote control, and that's on the counter, and the light, I wake up, and the light is on. Now, how did the light go on? Right? You say, well, how did it go on? But I believe that in electrical courses, this is what is happening, like them showing us they're here. They don't have a mouth to talk, to use the English language, but they're using our physical world of showing us those signs that they're around us. Now, here's the question. Do you want to embrace that or you don't? That's your choice. That's your choice. You want to ignore them? That's fine. You want to embrace them? That's fine. I choose to embrace them. Because why? I get joy. And my sister, Cheryl, who lives in New Jersey, hi there. I know she's watching. I just want to say that, I call her up and tell her all these things that happened to me. Because why? It gives me joy of these senses. Sometimes your phone might ring and you're like, how is this happening? How is my phone ringing on their number? And so it's just different things like this happen. But this is, again, how we develop our soul, how we develop our healing, and how we become stronger, because we want to become strong, because when stuff like that's going on right now in our world, you have to be strong. You have to be, I'm not part of all this running around and all this crazy things. And I am so blessed. I say it for me. I'm so blessed that even through all this, that I'm still strong and healthy. Yes, I pray every day for all the ones that lost a loved one. I pray for all my friends who have gone through getting sick, but they made it through, and what they went through as well. But the point I'm saying is, it's okay to be joyful and to express your joy, because that's what you're going to do, is lift them up in their joy. I don't want to go down to your misery. I don't want to go down to your depression. I want to raise you up to my joy, to my happiness, to my clarity mind, to my wisdom. That's what I want to do. So that's what I do all the time. And I try with a lot of my things. So the thing is, too, is don't forget, though, there's some symbolic symbols. You might see a feather, a coin, a stone that is placed, and you're like, how did this get here? Who put this here? And it's just those kinds of things that I want you to recognize, and just realize that, we do live in this world. We don't live alone, and we do have our loved ones around us. And whether you want to embrace that, or if you want to just say, well, I don't know, Dr. S, this seems a little too far out for me, that's okay. Then it's just meaning that you're just not ready yet. One step at a time. The point is, on your journey, are you listening to your heart? Are you listening to your soul? And where are you getting it from? I get mine from my higher power. I get mine directly from God. That's where I get mine. That's what I do. I'm saying you can find yours in every which way you want. I'm just suggesting that this is how I do it. And if you think and you see me and you always say, well, why is this so good and why are you doing so great? Well, I'm giving you my answer. That's what I do. And then seeing things of just appreciation, and seeing things of all our loved ones and stuff, that gives us joy. Then that lets us say, hey, you know what? This is really good, that the things they left us. But other signs you might see is, you might see a little bit of a shadow. You might see a little bit of a hologram kind of feeling, notion of what is around us. But the point, what I'm trying to say, is we have all this around us. It is all but of good. It is good that we have our loved ones with us. It is good that we have the people and things that are around us that we've loved, that maybe left this physical world, but they're still around us. And I just get joy out of that. I get joy that my mom, my dad still guide me, still give me advice of things that I'm doing today. They're not here physically, but they still kind of groove me and shape me in things that are happening in my life today. So, what do you say is ways to connect with our soul? How do you connect to who we are? So you got to get out of your head, get out of this war battlefield in the mind, and get to your heart. If you can go from here to here, you'll be amazed on what your answers, the things you look for, things that you search for, and things that are going on. You would be amazed on how that all happens. So I'm just saying that, you know what? Just get out of your head. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. As a matter of fact, go outside. Go out to nature. Just like kind of strip yourself of everything, that you think that people want you to be. Just bare your soul, right? I love to go up to the mountains. I love going up to the top and just taking it all in, right? So when you do that and you breathe and you talk and you just, at times, you not even talk, just listen. Just listen to what's around you. Start learning how to get sensitive and feeling your aura of what's around you. All the senses that are in you that are allowing you to get all these emotions and feelings together. And when you listen and you feel things and the idea of inspiration, our soul is going to be urging. Your soul is going to start waking up and going to be hungry, okay, for soul food. Now, I don't mean that soul food from down south now. I mean true soul food for your soul. Like we eat every day, right? And we got to nourish our bodies. We have to nourish our physical being. Well, what do you do for your spiritual being? What do you go for that? Do any of you really know your spiritual being? Do you know that you have a spirit soul and that you need to feed it soul nourishment? Do you know how to do that? If you don't know how to do that, put some things in the comments and I can always respond back to you and give you some ideas of how to do that. And I'm telling you, you get such a balance living in your physical world and living in your spiritual life. And again, I don't care whatever your religious beliefs are. I'm not here to even judge that. Whatever you believe in, but the thing is, you have to utilize something that brings you to the bridge of your spirit feeding soul, and you got to connect to a source that is higher of greater good. That's all I'm saying. And if you can just keep it simple and really truly connect in a simple way, that's it. You will see what happens. You know, during our times of this, when you're doing that, what do you get? You get that clarity mind. Ideas just pop in your head. And you're like, whoa, oh my God. How did my brain didn't think that. It just popped in. And you're like, ooh, how did that happen? Well, how did that happen? Where did that come from? That didn't just come from your neurons firing back and forth, creating ideas and, using both sides of our brain and connecting and trying. No, that came from a higher sense of spirit that just placed that into your heart and your soul, and your mind went boom. This is a great idea. Now, the point is, are you going to listen? Are you going to listen? Are you a good listener? Or do you commit and do you follow through? And do you say, I'm just going to do this by faith and I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And that section right there is where a lot of people, we all stumble. We fall because we're like, I don't think that's true. Ooh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, right? We get afraid and then fear slips in. Oh, that's another big topic right there. Fear comes in and does what? Paralyzes us. It literally paralyzes us. We can get so fearful that we just get so paralyzed that, like now, some people are so paralyzed of this COVID-19. They haven't left their house since March. Like, my brain I can't compute that. All right, in the beginning, yeah, sure, we had to take precautions and do, because we didn't know. You don't want to just go out there and, throw yourself into the fire. But still, we have to start opening up. We have to start allowing, and we have to shift and move into this new world that we're shifting into. So for myself, I did work from home. And I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I loved working from home. It was great. I clicked off my laptop and walked 10 feet and I was in my living room. I was home from work. But now, today, I work in my office in my building. So I get up just like so-called normal was. I get up, take my shower, get dressed, make my lunch, get in my car, go to work. I come home, I put everything, get changed, do what I gotta do, make dinner, and just have this movement of what I'm calling for myself normal. And it does feel normal. I don't know what's going on in the world. I just, okay, whatever that's happening in the world, but I'm doing me. I'm taking care of me, and I'm just keeping my soul and everything. I want to be creative and doing things and ideas. And like, this is a time that if you had anything that you procrastinated, you need to pull that out. You got all the time in the world now. I mean, if you're working from home and you don't have to get up and deal with driving and doing all that, then you have that more extra time. If it's that book you're trying to write, if it's that business you're trying to start, if it's this any idea that you are trying, or school, you want to start school online, do it. Because we're never going to get a chance like this. I mean, I had a couple people who got very sick, and they had to either have an operation or they just had to be out, but they weren't sick to the point where they couldn't work virtually. So they were home recuperating, recovering, and they were still able to work through the virtual world. That was a blessing. That was a total blessing because if we were in our normal so called old world, then if you took a day's off, you'd have to take all that sick time. You'd have to take 2, 3, 4 weeks off, or you'd have to go on FMLA and and go through all that stuff and do. But we didn't have to do that because why? Our world is changing. Are you adapting? That's another layer of healing your soul, healing your heart, listening to what's going on for your journey, of knowing what is your truth. What is your truth for you? And so that's what I'm just saying that I just love. And the thing is, again, learn how to be quiet and listen and hear and get the feeling in here of knowing what's right, what's wrong. Stop all the bickering, stop all the fighting, stop all the gossiping. Stop. It's too much. It's drowning everybody. And I just don't want to be that person. So that's my choice. And that's why I do what I do. And the thing is, all this is going to come to some type of fruition. There's going to be something that's going to come to gain out of all this. And you know what that's going to do? It's going to tell your story. What's your story going to look like? What are you going to tell your friends, your kids, whoever? What was your story during all this time? What did you do during this so-called turmoil of a world that we lived in the past 8 months? What's your story? How'd you do it? Do you like it? Was it fun? Was it a blessing? Was it devastating of your whole entire life? Where do you fit in, and where do you place yourself in this story? Because it's your story. My story is totally different from yours. And that's the beauty of us all being different. That's the beauty and the uniqueness of why I'm able to tell my story and you're able to tell yours. And not one of them will be alike. There might be some commonalities that we can say, oh yeah, I like that, I did that too. But it's not your story. And so you want to do that. And your thing to do of telling your story, there's times in your life you have to pause. You have to just stop. You have to regroup. You have to just kind of get things together. And it brings me back to that point where we have to listen. We have to get in ourselves and say, hey, what is going on? Why am I making these choices? Why are these things happening to me? I don't like it. That's why you have to stop. If you keep on going, it's going to keep on following. So if you stop it, right, what's going to happen? This is going to stop. So now you take a pause. And now we have to what? Regroup. Let's meditate. Let's pray. Let's get inward. Let's go back inside. And let's regroup of what is happening and what does your soul need. What is the nutrients that your soul needs to get? Because you got to find that spirit food. I don't know where you're shopping. I don't know where you're going to buy yours, but I know where I get mine. And I know that I use my truth and the truth of the Bible. That's where I get mine. And that's what I use as my nutrient spiritual food. No big secret. That's what I do. And I do this every day for me. I do it even at night, even in the middle of the night. Sometimes I get wakened up and I have to do a meditation, or I get an unease feeling that I need to pray about, and I do it right then. Sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to work. I get up at 5 o'clock. But at that moment, at that time, that is what I need to do. So I'm just saying that, you know what, guys? It's time, after all this chaos happens in this 2020 year, we definitely got to heal for 2021. We definitely have to. And whatever this new world, this new shift that this caused our world to do, you got to make a choice. How do you want to come out of this? How do you want to come out of this? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What is it in this life, in this physical world, do you want? And what did you learn? Did you learn anything? Some people might not say, I didn't learn nothing. Okay. Some people be like, oh my God, it literally changed my life. Some good, some bad. But it changed their life, whether they liked it or not. How do you like that? Now, I personally don't like too much of my life changing without my control. But there's some things out of my control. And what do you do when your life is changing and it's out of your control? What do you do? And who do you go to? How do you make yourself better? Where do you go and say, I got to change to this now? So these are the things that we all have in front of us. But the question is, what is your truth? Who are you? What are you about? Why are you here? What is your purpose? It always brings us back to those lines. So when you're speeding up and around and everything's going crazy, stop. And let's regroup. Let's get clarity. Let's go ahead and say, oh, all right, let's just see if I can change this. Because I'm in control. I can change it. That's my beauty, my freedom that I can do. I don't know all different things in other countries. I don't know other parts of the world, how they can do and what they do in their world, in their own being. But I know I'm here, living in the United States, living in Las Vegas. You can see that behind me. And this is what I do. This is my life. So what can I do to make my life feel the way I need it to feel? And that's what we have to do. And it's just so fun that, like, looking on here and just seeing that, using this ways of doing of our life and every day, it's just like, wow, you know what? I know we can do this and we can do this together. So it's just that you have to make that choice. So I'm just saying that, you know what? I'm going to do this every month. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk. I'm going to come up with things. I want you to put things in there of what you feel that is working for you. Tell me things that are not working for you. Tell me what you would want to talk more about. Because we're going through changes. We're going through the changes. We're shifting and moving. Where are you at with this? Where are you going to be comfortable? Where are you going to be uncomfortable? Because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change in this world. And a lot of people are going to be angry. A lot of people, by choice. A lot of people are going to be very uncomfortable. Already I've seen people lose friendships because of different types of beliefs and where they stand and what they feel politically or religiously. But what are you going to do? Where are you going to allow that yourself fits in and say, well, I'm not going to do that. There's a lot of friends that I say that regardless of their beliefs, we're friends. We connect. We enjoy each other. So this is what I want to say. So I always want everyone to know that every month, and every second Saturday of the month, give or take, things happen, but I'm going to be here live 10 Pacific time on the West Coast time. And so wherever you're living, just add your hours. You'll see the notification pop up, and we will see what what we're doing. And there's going to be a lot that's going to change in the next 2 months. You know that November, December, and January is going to be a lot of stuff going on. We got holiday coming up. How are you going to deal with your holiday? Are you getting with family? Are you traveling? What choices are you making? Do you feel that, what's going on, it doesn't affect you? Or is it going to affect you? Which way is it going to go? Which way is it going to go? So a lot of decisions. So point being, whatever decision you make for you. What's right for you. What makes you feel whole. What makes you feel it's the right thing to do. You might not like it. You might not agree sometimes. But is it the right thing to do for you? So one of my decisions is I'm not going to go crazy over the holidays. I'm going to keep it more small and intimate. I think that's going to be fun. A little time. Sometimes when everything's so much and so many people, you kind of lose certain things, some momentums of different things. But when you keep it sometimes small and intimate, it's more joyful. And that's my choice. That's what I'm going to choose to do in these up and coming holidays. So I'm just saying, again, it's your choice. You can make it a great day, or maybe you won't. But the point is, it's your choice. You can choose to be miserable, or you can choose to have it a great day. And you can feel your own self inside however you want to feel. Again, it's your choice. And that is why I just chose to do this today. And I want to get with everyone and just say, listen, it's time. Dr. S is back. I want to start mending. I want to start healing. And I want to see what are the new visions? What are the new goals? What are the new ideologies and clarities of things that people want to do? Where are we going? And I want to know where you're going. So I just want to say that this has been great. I just want to thank everyone that was tuned in. Please put in the comments of what's going on. And so that now, like I said, you'll see me here every Saturday, and that'll be great. And from here on in, and seeing the journey that we're going to go on and where it's directing you to go. So again, so now next month, same thing. We're in October, so November, the second Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, you can come and tune in, and we'll talk again and share. The Dr. S Mind, Body, Soul. What is your truth? We're gonna find out yours. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Until next time. See you later, guys. Have a good one.